There is a new war on Christmas for Republicans that's playing very heavily on Fox News and other right-wing media, and it is so-called cancel culture. Now, never mind the irony of people who supposedly have been canceled and silenced regularly appearing on national television like Fox News to claim that they no longer have a voice. I understand the irony of that and the absurdity of that. Let's put that aside for a second. OK, we are now going to look at clips of the fourth type of response we're seeing to the outrageous and disgusting comments made by Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. So let me catch you up on the three types of responses we've looked at so far. Republican Steve Scalise went with attack Joe Biden when asked about Marjorie Taylor Greene. We saw that yesterday. That's response type number one. Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace said there are crazies on both sides when asked about Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's the second response, a whataboutism type of thing. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, as we just saw, said maybe the comments were taken out of context, which in this case is a form of gaslighting. That's the third type of response we saw from Republicans. And now response type number four is Republican Congressman Jim Jordan, a disgusting person by all accounts, going with, if we were to punish Marjorie Taylor Greene, it would be the cancel culture. He actually says in this first clip from Fox News yesterday, think of the cancel culture. Let's watch and listen.
Republicans. So there are many members of your own party who are taking issue here. Let's take a quick break and listen to Karl Rove on this very issue, and we'll get your response, Congressman.
If you believe that the Jews control a space laser that starts fires in Northern California, and that there's some unnamed high-ranking government official who's got a heretofore unknown security classification called Q, and all the nutty things that flow with that, you should be taken off the prestigious House Education and Labor Committee and confined to the dark recesses of the furthest building away from the House floor, and then let the voters decide in the next election. She is a problem for our party.
Congressman, your response.
No one's condoning the remarks that she made. I've not heard any Republican say that those were appropriate. So that's not the issue. The issue is once this starts, tell me where it ends, Sandra. Where does it? Who's next? I mean, look, think of the cancel culture, Sandra. I said this on January 13th on the House floor during debate. I told the Democrats, if you guys keep going down this road, keep attacking people, their First Amendment free speech rights, where does it end? It won't stop with Republicans. It'll go to all of us. And 13 days later, what happened in California? Dianne Feinstein's elementary school's name was taken off. So this will never end. And if we don't stop it now, every single American's at risk. And that's what concerns me.
So Jim Jordan, a Republican from the party of so-called personal responsibility, is saying there, if there are ever consequences to people's speech, it's cancel culture and it's bad. There cannot be consequences to speech per this statement from Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan appears to believe that free speech includes total immunity from having your speech lead to repercussions. And then Jim Jordan actually has the audacity to say, in the middle of a global pandemic that still killed 4,000 people yesterday, cases plummeting, hopefully deaths will soon, but still killing 4,000 people a day. Jim Jordan has the audacity, the testicular fortitude to say that cancel culture is the most dangerous thing happening in the United States today.
But you know what? We have a First Amendment. What I don't want is people canceling everyone else. That is the most dangerous thing happening in our country today. Right now, Joe Biden says during his inauguration speech he wants to unify. Well, it's tough to unify when you're impeaching a president who's already left office. It's tough to unify when you're trying to cancel 75 million people who voted for that guy. That is what's tough to do. So I hope we can get past this. I hope we can get back to embracing the Bill of Rights.
Now, most people upon hearing that will realize that nothing he's saying makes any sense. But this idea that any consequence to speech is an infringement on the First Amendment is a really dangerous idea. And unfortunately, there are lots of Americans who watch Fox News and think you can learn about the First Amendment by watching Fox News. And that's really scary because they end up believing this stuff. Imagine the most dangerous thing, not the virus, not the people who rioted at the Capitol on January 6th, not the dangers of allowing more and more time to pass without passing COVID relief. Cancel culture, by which he means consequences for Marjorie Taylor Greene's insane comments. That is the most dangerous thing facing the country. Replace the words cancel culture with consequences and reinterpret this. Consequences for disgusting speech would be the most dangerous thing in the country. What? Accountability is a slippery slope, according to Jim Jordan. And in truth, if you know anything about Jim Jordan's history, Jim Jordan's the last guy who should be telling us what's dangerous. He has a history of overlooking real danger and has been accused of failing to report abuse that was happening of college wrestlers when he was assistant wrestling coach at Ohio State. I don't know if I'm supposed to call it wrestling, but I call it wrestling. He's the last guy to tell us about who should be listing what is most and least dangerous. Anyway, he's horrible. Jim Jordan is sort of the prototype of the kooky American politician that the world sees and wonders what the hell is wrong with the United States. One of our sponsors today is Lucy, and they are giving my audience 20% off. Lucy is a company founded by Caltech scientists with only one mission, which is to help people quit smoking and vaping by offering a clean, affordable nicotine alternative. Now, many of you know, you've heard the stories. I've known several people in my life who have struggled with quitting smoking. I've seen how difficult it can be. And nicotine alternatives can be hugely helpful. Lucy offers a nicotine gum in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. They also have lozenges, which come in cherry ice flavor. Lucy is affordable. It'll ship right to your door. You don't have to go out to the store. Shipping is always free. You can buy single boxes or save with a subscription. It's time to throw the cigarettes away and get rid of the vape, and Lucy can make it easier. You'll find a ton of excellent reviews online from countless people who have used Lucy to quit smoking and vaping. Go check them out at lucy.co. I've put the link right underneath this video, and you'll get 20% off when you use the coupon code Pakman. And just a quick disclaimer, I'm required to give: these products contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.